Welcome to the report to the SEGRE Australian Technical Council for the Australian B4 panel activities. My name is John Wright-Smith and I am the new convener for the B4 panel. The scope of B4 covers HVDC, FACTS and DC converters. In the three areas that we cover, the first is HVDC systems and their applications, where we look at the planning and implementation of new HVDC projects, application of new technologies, and also look at the refurbishment and upgrade of existing HVDC systems. Our second area is DC for distribution systems, which is DC applications in distribution system voltages and new concepts, technologies, and designs of equipment. The third area we cover is FACTS and power electronics. We look at the planning and implementation of new FACTS projects. We look at the application of new technologies in FACTS projects. And we also look at the refurbishment and upgrade of existing FACTS and other devices in service and operating experience. We have been an early adopter of both major HVDC technologies, LCC and VSC. We have the Inter-Island HVDC in New Zealand, Direct Link in New South Wales, Murray Link in Victoria, South Australia, and Basslink in Victoria, Tasmania. Also, Australia's been using FACTS devices on our transmission and distribution networks for a very long time. At last count, more than 165 SVCs and STATCOMs on transmission and distribution systems throughout Australia and New Zealand, and they've been in service since 1977. And there's a recent drive for the connection of inverter-connected renewable energy sources, e.g. solar and wind farms, and storage solutions with batteries. So Australia is starting to experience and solve issues that the networks in other countries have yet to experience. Our technical direction are the main changes in technical direction observed in the last 10 years. More application of VSC, more feasibility and development of HVDC grids, some very large projects in the pipeline, more power electronic applications in other areas, fewer LCC working groups and fewer FACTS working groups. And the industry drivers include offshore renewable energy resources like offshore wind farms, use of inverter-based solutions, and distribution applications driven by the balance between centralised renewable energy generation and dispersed loads. The working groups that we've completed their assignments are the Joint Working Group C4B438, which was network modelling for harmonic studies, B466, implications for harmonics and filtering, B472, DC grid benchmark models for system studies, and B468, revision of technical brochure 92. In terms of working groups, we have 17 working groups plus 3 joint working groups, many on relatively new topics, and some examples of working groups underway are B464, impact of AC system characteristics, B470, guide for electromagnetic transient studies, B471, application guide for insulation coordination, and B476, DC to DC converters in HVDC grids. We've completed our Green Book on FACTS, and that is published. The Green Book on Electricity Supply of the Future is also published, and working groups about to start power electronics based transformer technology, STATCOMs at distribution voltages, and operation and maintenance of HVDC facilities. There's also an HVDC compendium, which is an online compendium of all in-service HVDC systems around the world, and that is due to be released in December 2020. The Australian and New Zealand contributions to the B4 group, we had one paper accepted for Paris, we had various authors for the Green Book on FACTS, we had various authors in the Green Book on Electricity Supply of the Future. Les Brand is our member for the advisory group. We have a VSC HVDC Common Terms document developed by Les, and we've had good participation in international working groups and task forces for B483, AG01, Joint Working Group C6B437, and Working Group B490, with which Les Brand is the convener. And Les was also our special reporter for Paris 2020 technical session. We held our meeting in Melbourne on Thursday, the 29th of October. It was a one-day meeting held virtually because we were unable to visit Snowtown Wind Farm and look at the BESS. We delivered 2 NGN webinars in 2020, and myself, I'm the new convener, and there's a list of our membership list for the B4 panel. Global trends in HVDC we're seeing are increased application of VSC technology, hybrid VSC systems, innovative ways to address AC system issues, medium voltage DC, more applications and pilot projects, and certainly more global interconnections occurring. Global trends in facts, we're seeing unified power flow controller applications being delivered by manufacturers. We've got the SVC plus grid forming inertia support from power semiconductors and grid forming control, and also surprisingly a move back to synchronous condensers and flywheels, with inertia as an enabler for renewable energy system strength and frequency control, and there are a lot of SVC retrofits occurring. Thank you for your time. Please let me know if you have any questions.